Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the Temecula Planning Commission. Could you please join Commissioner Hagel in our flag salute?
Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Hagel. Could we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hagel.
Aye. Are here.
Vice Chair Turley Trejo.
Here.
Chairman Watt.
I am here.
And two excused absences from Commissioner Ruiz and Commissioner Telesio.
Great. Do we have any public speakers under public comment tonight?
We have received none.
Okay. I'm going to dispense with that advisory if we have no speakers. And move to our consent calendar. Do we have any speakers that wish to address us on the consent calendar tonight?
None.
We don't. So if anybody wants to address us, please come up and fill out a sheet with our secretary. If not, I'm going to skip all these admonitions, at least here at the beginning. So on our consent calendar, we have one item, and that's our minutes from our last meeting of November 16th.
I so move.
I'll second.
And the motion's been made to adopt the minutes from our November 16th meeting, and it's seconded by Commissioner Hagel. The motion was made by Commissioner Turley Trejo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that passes 3-0. And we'll move on to business. Members of the public, probably don't need to read this one, but we're going pretty fast, so I will. Members of the public may address the commission on business items that appear on the agenda. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Public comments may be made in person at the meeting by submitting a speaker card to the commission secretary or by submitting an email to be read aloud into the record at the meeting. Email comments must be submitted to planningcommission@temeculaca.gov. Speaker cards for in-person comments will be called in the order received by the commission secretary, and then, if time remains, email comments will be read. Email comments on all matters must be received prior to the time the item is called for public comments. All public participation is governed by the council policy regarding public participation at meetings adopted by resolution number 2021-54. Item number 2 on our agenda tonight is general plan consistency review for an amendment to the fiscal years 2023-27 Capital Improvement Program, long-range project number LR22-1073. And staff member Katie Garcia is going to be making a presentation, I think, on this item.
Yes, I am. Good evening, Chairman and Commissioners. I'm Katie Garcia. Today I will be presenting to you an amendment to the current Capital Improvement Program fiscal year 2023-2027. Little background, Section 65402 and 65403 state law requires that the Planning Commission review and provide comments to the City Council regarding conformity of the Capital Improvement Program with the adopted general plan. And it's Planning Commission's role to review the Capital Improvement Program and determine if the projects are consistent with the city's general plan. This is just an amendment, so you've seen this before. We're just adding a project. So the new proposed project establishes a community wildfire protection plan that focuses on reducing the risk of wildfire and protecting human safety. This protection plan will be funded by a CAL FIRE reimbursement grant totaling $378,000. The project location focuses on the western edge of the city at the confluence of the Temecula Creek and Marietta Creek. It covers approximately 177 acres that are found in the very high fire severity zone, as seen outlined here in red. The green highlighted areas represent the city of Temecula's ownership, and the blue represents Riverside County Flood Control's jurisdiction. This location was deemed one of the most challenging properties within the city and is laying the groundwork for the Community Wildfire Protection Plan to be expanded to other fire-prone areas to the community to eventually encompass the entire city. Staff has reviewed the general plan and has determined this project is consistent with the general plan under Goal 1, Policy 1.8 of the Public Safety Element, which focuses on the protection from natural hazards such as wildland fires. It's also consistent with Goal 3, Policies 3.2 and 3.7 of the Open Space Conservation Element, which focuses on the conservation of habitat in coordination with other agencies. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution making a finding of consistency with the general plan for this amendment to the current fiscal year 2023-2027 Capital Improvement Program budget, and make a finding of exemption under sections 15061B3 and 15378B4 of the California Environmental Quality Act. And this concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. A well-delivered report. We appreciate that. Do we have any questions of staff? I'll start over here. Lynette.
I do, and I'm not sure you can answer this, but it's just about the project itself. Can you or somebody in staff explain to me exactly like what they're going to be doing in this area? Because this is kind of new, right? This is something that we haven't done before.
So it is new. As far as now, it's just a plan that we're putting together. So we haven't really thrown any ideas out there of what exactly is going to be done. We're just establishing the plan, and then we'll take it from there, from my understanding.
So really just establishing area that is high risk, basically, right?
As of now, we've identified that area, correct, yes.
It's a fuel reduction plan, so it's going to be looking on how to reduce the fuels being the type of plants and vegetation that would burn.
Okay.
So it's a plan to look at how to reduce the amount of fuel in the area, but it's also a very sensitive area environmentally, so
Right.
we have to be very careful about what is being removed.
And does this have anything to do with the training area at all that's going to be?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Completely
Okay.
separate.
Okay, all right, thank you. I will move this item.
I'll second it.
Motion's made by Commissioner Turley-Trejo, seconded by Commissioner Hagel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's a 3-0 vote in the affirmative. We will move on to our next item. Public hearing. Any person may submit written comments to the commission before a public hearing or may appear and be heard in support of or in opposition to the approval of the project at the time of the hearing. If you challenge any of the projects in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at the public hearing or in written correspondence delivered to the commission secretary at or prior to the public hearing. For public hearings, each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Public comments may be made in person at the meeting by submitting a speaker card to the commission secretary or by submitting an email to be read aloud into the record at the meeting. Email comments must be submitted to Planning Commission at temeculaca.gov. Email comments on all matters, including those not on the agenda, must be received prior to the time the item is called for public comments. Any person dissatisfied with the decision of the commission may file an appeal of the commission's decision. Excuse me. Said appeal must be filed within 15 calendar days after service of written notice of the decision. The appeal must be filed on the appropriate Community Development Department form and be accompanied by the appropriate filing fee. All public participation is governed by the council policy regarding public participation at meetings adopted by resolution number 2021-54. Item number 3 on tonight's agenda is planning application number PA 22-0293, a modification to a previously approved development plan, PA 99-0378, for the addition of approximately 3,824 square feet to the vehicle showroom and service area of an existing automobile dealership, a new approximately 674 square foot vehicle delivery canopy area, elevation revisions to adhere to new corporate colors, and a new vehicle display pad at the entry driveway located at 27430 Yanez Road. I believe presentation is going to be made by Scott Cooper tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson and Planning Commissioners. As you stated, this is PA 220293, a modification for Temecula Hyundai. So it's a modification for approximately 3,824 square foot addition to the vehicle showroom and service area, an approximately 674 square foot vehicle delivery canopy area, revisions to the exterior of the building to reflect new corporate colors, and a new vehicle display pad. You can see the project location here in red. It's located at 27430 Inez Road. It's the existing dealership. A little bit of the project history. The existing 12,825 square foot automobile dealership building was approved under PA 99-0378 on December 15th of 1999. A lot line adjustment was recorded under PA 14-0206, which resulted in the configuration of the project site that you see today. And then on April 22nd of 2020, the Planning Commission approved a modification for the construction of an approximately 6,585 square foot two-story building containing new service bays, parts, storage, and offices. That's still an active approval, has not expired yet. It is located in the Service Commercial Zoning District, and the main vehicular access provided from Inez Road with additional access points from the property to the east and adjacent alleys of the project. This is the site plan. You can see the existing dealership building here in red. Then in front of that is the new addition. To the right of that is the vehicle delivery canopy. And then up front is the vehicle display pad. The elevations, this is the current look of Temecula Hyundai. This will be the revised elevation. You can see the new corporate colors that go into more earth tones. In addition, they'll be adding an additional roll-up service door and a showroom window system. So right behind those the windows is where the new expanded showroom area will be. And then on the side of the building, again, the change in the colors, and then that showroom window system wraps the side of the building as well. In terms of CEQA, it is category exempt for 15332, which is a class 32 for infill development projects. And with that, staff does recommend the Planning Commission approve PA 22-0293, subject to the conditions of approval. That concludes my report. I am here for any questions, and the applicant is here as well.
Great. We'll focus on questions of staff. Do you have any, Bob?
Just one. Scott, can you go back to the slide that shows the plans? Kind of the first slide, yeah. So can you just orient me as to where, from this thing, where is Inez along the right?
Bottom.
Inez is on the bottom?
Yep,
Okay.
that's where the Inez will be.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
So then you have the property line in the back, and then behind the property line, you have existing condos back there.
Okay. So the addition is going to be in the front and also along the side, correct? Okay, thank you.
Scott, could you go back to the picture of showing the new colors? The windows down on outlined by the red rectangle, are those clear windows? They're not this color, or are they this color?
No, you'll be able to see through them to see
Okay.
the
Okay, so that's just a
product.
representation. Okay, very good. No further questions that I see from the commission. I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. Do we have any speakers tonight?
We have not received any requests to speak.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and close the public hearing and have the discussion, or someone wants to make a motion, they can too.
I know it's needed. I'll be there Friday, so definitely it will help with service. So it's tight right now, I know. So I will make a motion if we're done. I'll make a motion to approve it. So.
I'll second that.
Motion's made by Commissioner Hagel, seconded by Commissioner Turley-Trejo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and that's a 3-0 vote in the affirmative. Thank you very much. We'll move on to number 4 on our agenda tonight, planning application number PA 22-0621, a development plan application for 2 industrial buildings totaling approximately 68,700 square feet, broken down into 2 separate entities of 41,805 square feet and 26,890 square feet, on 3.95 acres located on the south side of Winchester Road, approximately 250 feet west of the Winchester and Diaz Road intersections. And I believe Mr. Cardenas is going to give us a staff report tonight.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. So, as you mentioned, this project, the project is located generally on the south side of Winchester Road, approximately 250 feet west of the Winchester and Diaz intersection. You can see the area highlighted in red to the image on the left. Staff analyzed the proposed project and determined that the project meets all development standards for the light industrial building. The industrial building meets the minimum parking requirements per the Temecula Municipal Code. The project is also consistent with the citywide design guidelines for industrial buildings. This consists of elements including architectural compatibility with the surrounding areas, building articulation. With that, we mean enhanced corners, alternating roof heights, enhanced facades, etc., landscaping, and also amenities such as an outdoor employee break area with patio furniture incorporated. So I'll walk you through the site plan. The area shown in red identifies the project site, which is a total of 3.95 acres. To the left, you see Building A. Building A is about 42,000 square feet. Building B, to your right, is right around 27,000 square feet. The areas you see in red here show the location of the trash enclosures. They are to be architecturally integrated to the building. We have enhanced paving area over here on the opposite ends of the buildings, and these are for the employee break areas. The project also will have new sidewalks along Winchester. Currently, this is a vacant lot. There's no sidewalks, so this project helps with that connectivity. We have also screened walls and tubular steel to screen any industrial components of the building, including the loading and receiving bays, which are located here. Bike racks, I know it's difficult to see, but it's located close to the outdoor employee break area. The project also incorporates enhanced paving at the 3 entry points to the buildings, to the site. And then we also have landscaping throughout the entire site. And here we go and get into the architectural design of the project. It features 4-sided architecture that incorporates contrasting painted concrete, anodized aluminum canopy, facade, accents, a prominent entrance to the building featuring taller walls and metal soffits over the windows. The building is architecturally designed to match other buildings along Winchester Road, and it's to be complementary to the business park and it's designed in a way that it looks like it would belong in the business park area, but it has the industrial components tucked into, it's screened from public view. And then this rendering depicts the west-facing realistic image of the building with the new sidewalk and matured landscaping. And at the request of the applicant, the following revisions shown in red have been requested. These are 5 conditions that staff and our attorney have conceded to amending or removing specifically for this project. So starting with condition of approval number 41, the only thing that was added was that the environmental health department, any compliance relating to that outside agency review is to be addressed prior to issuance of a grading permit. Under the Public Works condition of approval, what you have seen under condition of approval number 59, that's to be removed altogether since it's no longer applicable in this case. From what I understand, Public Works will be doing the review that normally Riverside County Flood would be doing. The other change is prior to issuance of a grading permit, what you had seen under condition of approval number 62, because of the removal of number 59, that changes number 62 to condition of approval number 61. The only thing that's changing is that this goes from a Clomar to a Clomar F, and this is a type of letter for a map revision. The F that's being added is simply for the fill that already exists on the site since this was pre-graded. So that this is essentially so that this condition of approval is more accurate to the existing site condition. And same thing for condition of approval number 76. It will now be number 75 because of the removal of number 59. We're adding the F after Lomar. The last condition of approval is pertaining to the fire department. Number 5 will now be number 94, and the only thing that's changing is that we're adding at the end of the project that if the project is intended to be a speculative development, only the applicable building and safety and fire codes related to the building submittal will be enforced. With regards to CEQA, the project is exempt per section 15332, class 32, as an infill development project. And with that, staff recommends the Planning Commission approve PA 220621. Staff is here to answer any questions, as is the applicant.
Thank you, Jaime. Questions, Mr. Hagel?
Who are the neighbors on both sides of the build, where the project is?
To the, let's see here, to the east, it
Right.
is an office building,
Okay,
and I can't recall to the west what we have.
okay,
But as we go more westward along Winchester,
all right.
it transitions into our industrial buildings.
It does,
As we
okay.
go
Yeah.
eastward, you have Winchester, you run into Jefferson, and it becomes more commercial.
Okay. From a traffic standpoint, when you leave the site, you're going out onto Winchester. I'm assuming you only will be able to make a right-hand turn going out? Or will it be possible to go over and make a left-hand turn?
Ron,
No,
you want to weigh in
you'll
on
be
that?
able to, you'll be able to make a left out of the buildings
You
because
can.
that's the industrial park, which has a strike median,
It
so,
does have the
yeah.
striping for it. Okay.
It's not as heavily traveled as what you would think the rest of Winchester is,
yeah.
so they'll have both movements.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, so when I went out there, I was thinking, oh, this is like right on Winchester. So we really need to be conscious of the colors and what it looks like, right? So, yeah, so thank you for the, so I just had a question on, so is this a blue glass, like it looks like in the pictures?
That's
Or-
correct. It
okay.
is what's called an anodized glass. So when it's in the sunlight, it'll look to have a blue reflective sheen to it.
Yeah, it looks nice. The colors look nice. So thank you for having the, yes, that's the word. That wasn't the word I was looking for, but that's good enough. Thank you for having those. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you, Jaime. I don't believe we have any more questions of you. We'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Do we have any public speakers?
We have not received any request to speak on this item.
Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing, and next item.
I would just say that I think that's great, that we're having a building there, and looks like it's gonna look nice, and finishing up the sidewalks there, so I think that'll be an improvement to that area, so I'm in favor of it. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to move this item.
I'll second.
And just to clarify, the motion is to approve the item with the revisions to the conditions of approval as presented by staff.
That.
That's exactly what she said, not so many words, right? Okay, the motion's been made by Commissioner Turley Trejo and seconded by Commissioner Hagel. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and that's a 3-0 vote in the affirmative. And just final comment, that's the industrial area up there, almost like it needs a special name or lighting so much. I mean, there's so much going on up there, and it really looks classy. So, and sitting up on the hill is pretty nice too. So anyhow, good work. With that, we'll move on to the remainder of our agenda tonight, and we'll have any commissioner reports. Lene?
Yeah, I had the opportunity to be at the parade, and it actually was the first time I've actually been in the parade. I'm not sure why, but it was actually really fun. And except, you know how we make a joke about community services being more fun, they definitely get to have more fun in the parade, being in the golf carts, for sure. So I just kind of made a suggestion that we could kind of hype it up a little bit for the other commissioners. Have a little music going on the trolley, have some lights.
You could sing.
We were singing. We were definitely singing. I was trying to have everybody sing, if you can imagine. But anyway, it was really fun to see how, you kind of wonder, did people really come to that? There were a lot of people there. People that show up early to get their seats right there, and so I think it's a fun tradition that we have as a city to have that. So I appreciate all the work that community services does to make that happen. I know that's a big deal, so thank you. Please pass that on to them from me.
I didn't get to go to the parade, but I did walk the city, Old Town early that morning, and I just wanted to give kudos to Public Works. They were out there picking up garbage at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they had bags and bags and bags filled, and it was as clean as a whistle. I mean, it looked beautiful, and so that is noticed, and it is appreciated.
I unfortunately wasn't able to attend the parade this year, but I did attend last year, and you're right, I echo your comments. It was just so inspiring to look out at the numbers of people, and adults and children, and everybody's waving, and it was just tremendous.
Yeah,
And
my
it-
cheekbones hurt, because I was like, I really was doing like the wave. I was like, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad, and people were like waving at you like you were important, and I really am not. So it was like, this is kind of cool. It was fun.
I could be incorrect on this, but I think not. I think last year was the first time that an invitation was extended to other commissioners to be in the parade rather than just watch the parade. And I, once again, echo your comments. I think it's tremendous to be a part of that. And Luke, maybe pass on to Erica or whoever else is in charge, that we do appreciate that they include us in those. And if they can just work on equitable treatment of golf carts, they probably would have it down pat, but we'll leave that for staff to figure out. Anyhow, I agree.
Matt's going to make sure there's golf carts next year.
Okay, I don't have any other report to make, so we'll move to Community Development Director. Mr. Watson?
Yeah, I mean, nothing business related, but this is our last meeting of the year, so another one's in the books. I think every year at the end of the year, staff is required to put together a kind of a departmental accomplishments for the city manager to compile and put together every year. And I was doing that today, and you forget about how many things actually took place during the year. It's actually shocking how many things I forgot about So I'll send that to you. I'll send that to so you can see all the work that you were involved in, and it was quite a bit. It was quite a bit. So another successful year. Thank you for being a great commission. I think this has been a really good year. I also want to send a shout out, if he's listening, to Mr. John Telesio for his service on this commission for 20-plus years. If you've been around long enough, you know, you've been working with John for a long time, and he's always been a great guy, fun to work with, learned a lot from him, and I just thought it was important to mark his last official meeting, even though he's not with us here today, by letting him know that we appreciate him. So that's all I have.
Very good, and just to comment on that as well, we miss John. He was a tremendous mentor for me, as well as other people that have been on the commission for a long time, specifically Ron Garrio, and before that, Peg Moore. But those people are just giants, really. I mean, they contributed so much to the city. So John, if you are out there, we miss you, buddy, and we wish you the best. Thank you very much for your service. Okay, Public Works?
So from Public Works, we want to let you know that we received our second round of bids for the French Valley interchange. So Flatiron was the low bid again. They came in lower than what they did the first time. So that was a great thing. So we're looking forward to getting them awarded, and I would look out for a groundbreaking invitation probably beginning of February is what I heard. So that's what we're shooting for after the contract's awarded. And then there's a lot of work going on right now. We've had a lot of complaints. I mean, I know that, I believe it's Adams District, but we've had a lot of complaints about Meadowview and the paving. And we had to, you grind it off, and then later you come back with a cap, and everybody thinks we just finished and walked away. And there's more to do, but we've got a lot of resident complaints. So just in case you hear something about that, that's ongoing. And all of our other slurry projects are ongoing right now. So those were the items from, oh, one last one. Pat wanted to make sure that you guys knew that the new Welcome Center is open. And Public Works, in coordination with our main, we did a lot of the TIs that was in there, remodeled it. It's being staffed now by staff, you know, so, and then also more additional police officers are going to be in there with the TI that was done in there. So if you haven't checked it out yet, the new Welcome Center is open, and he wanted to make sure you guys knew about that.
Where is it?
Right here in City Hall, down at the bottom by the, yeah.
Okay, where the police station.
Right before that, yeah. You'll see a big black mat that says Welcome Center now on the sidewalk.
It used to be the visitor center.
Yeah.
VTV was in there, but they they're in the upstairs, but that space is now going to be run by the city staff, and it's now a welcome center, not a visitor center, and so it's a little bit different take, but it's open.
Thank you for that report. You know, I'm spoiled being on the planning commission and dealing with the planning department and the planning employees. You guys are great, but so is Public Works. And now that I think about it, we were, my wife and I were over in the desert today and came back, and I was telling her, I go, boy, Temecula is just the best place in the world to live. They should be throwing us out as a case example, case study of how to do things right. And I mean the whole thing, not just one part of it. It's just tremendous. So thank you to all you hardworking employees. We appreciate everything you do, and it shows. It shows. So with that, I think we're ready to adjourn. We do have a regularly scheduled meeting on the 21st of December. I'm not sure if we'll have one, but that's our next one, so.
That meeting is not going to happen.
Very
so
good.
It's canceled.
So we're not quite sure when the next meeting will be, and that will be a public announcement and a public notice. So with that, if you don't see anybody, have a very happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, and we'll continue to do the people's work here in Temecula. Thank you very much. We're adjourned.